Hey everyone, Keenan Gray here from DyeStat.com, bringing you another edition of DyeStat Discussions. NXR season is in full swing, and what a weekend we had at the NXR Heartland region. But our minds now turn to the NXR Northwest region this Saturday in Boise, Idaho. And one of the athletes joining us here on DyeStat Discussions is from the North Idaho cross country team that won last year's NXR Northwest and advanced as the first Idaho boys team in NXN history. This is Max Cervi-Skinner from North Idaho who joins us here on the program. Max, really appreciate your time. Give us a sense, the excitement and the adrenaline really going into this weekend, because we know the importance of this one for you guys, to get back to Nike Cross Nationals after such a historic run last year.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we've been looking forward to all year. We've had goals set since before the season started, all about this race. So the whole team's super hyped, and we can't wait.
So tell me a little bit about this year's group. I know you guys lost a little bit of, I think it was like Lachlan and Jacob graduated last year. So two key individuals that were on the NXN team last year. Tell me a little bit about this year's squad with you back and obviously your brother and then Wyatt Carr back in the lineup.
Yeah, this team is still very good, very powerful. Only thing a little different, I guess, is we replaced two experienced, fast seniors with some very fast freshmen. They're obviously not as experienced, and so it's been a little rough for some of them, just trying to figure out kind of the new high school racing scene different from middle school, but they're all doing great so far. It's a little bit bigger gap, I'd say, than last year from our top three to 4 through 7, but our fourth guy, Mitchell Reitz, is back off a stress fracture that he got in early summer. So, the team's looking super good for NXR. It's the best it's been all year. So, very excited to see what we can do.
The other new thing that I saw, at least I was looking at, the athletic director website, like the coaches who coaching. You guys brought in your club coaches this year to be now the coaches at your high school. Like, I know you've worked with them on the side club, but Kathy Compton has been at Coeur d'Alene High School for so long. How's that been with the addition of the both these coaches from your club team?
I mean, it's been amazing. I think every single person on the team, including all the JV kids, can say this is by far the biggest jumps they've made ever. They really, they're taking more of a, they're taking it more seriously, I'd say, and more aggressive approach. Kind of, they want us to be the best we can possibly be, but they really do. They love us very much. They really take care of us, and I mean, it definitely shows. Our team's been doing amazing so far, and we love our coaches very much. So
I think we've seen the best version of yourself this year. I mean, you have to go back to Woodbridge Cross Country Classic, to the whole Wall Invitational. Like, there's so many great moments we've seen this year. What's the biggest jump you've seen from yourself? Because you obviously in the state of Idaho, you've done really well, but now you're getting recognized on the national stage as well.
yeah, I mean, it was just consistency, I guess. I always knew that this big jump would come. I thought it was going to come last year, except it just it wasn't there in the races. Like I felt I could do it based on what I was doing in training. I just couldn't turn it into anything in the races, but just kept on working really hard in the off season, and then first race of the year, I mean, I broke the course record there set by the current and previous Idaho State champion Nate Statlander, and it just felt amazing to run as fast as I was going. So we went to Woodbridge expecting big things, and big things happened.
Yeah, especially like you mentioned, Farragut. Like, that's a big deal in the state of Idaho. If anybody knows that or it lives in the Pacific Northwest, like that's a good early season test, and it's a challenging course too. When you
Yeah,
ran 15:12, was that kind of a shock to your system, or was that expected?
I mean, it wasn't expected because we didn't go into that race planning to run just all out. Our coach had us do a tempo pace for the first mile and then go super hard the second mile and then just see what we could finish in. So I honestly wasn't expecting I mean, my time on the year on that course from the year before was like 15:45 or 15:50, so I wasn't really expecting a 30 plus second drop, not just running it all out. So it was a little surprising, but it made me realize how fit I really was, and it really got us excited for Woodbridge.
Yeah, so what do those next 2 weeks look like? Building up to Woodbridge, and you've seen this race before. Like this is your first opportunity to go down to California to race arguably some of the best competition on the West Coast. What was that preparation like for you?
Oh, it was, we all have obviously heard of Woodbridge, and we've seen great things happen there. So we all wanted to go down there and race some super good competition. I mean, there was Harriman and Crater, and I mean there was many top like 30 ranked teams there. So I wanted to go kind of make a statement and show everyone what we've been working for, and we definitely took the preparation for it seriously. We backed off training a little bit just to keep the legs pretty healthy without like interrupting the training very much, but I'd say almost everyone on the team ran the best they've ever run in their life down there.
I think it's safe to say you did. I mean, it also garnered the attention of what you have been able to accomplish within this last year. You look at that result, 13:37. I think all top three guys were faster than Leo Young's course
Yeah,
record, I believe, at Woodbridge. I mean, when you hear something like that, I mean, this was a guy that you probably watched when you were middle school, maybe elementary school, when he was at Newberry Park. Like, what has that sunk in to the fact that you did something like that?
yeah, it was a really cool realization. I didn't go there even planning on breaking any national record, or I didn't even know like what the exact time was. I was just going there to try to win. But after the fact of the race, and I was told that I beat it, it was like I was a little shocked because I mean, yeah, I loved watching the young brothers run for all of high school, so it was really cool.
I think the coolest part of that whole race was kind of the interaction at the end. You top three boys. You're all from the same region, which we're all going to be seeing you guys toeing the line in Boise this weekend. You're sitting there. I'm sure you're gassed and exhausted, but what were those conversations like? For those that maybe like weren't there and saw that, but like, what were you guys talking about? Because that was a pretty big deal for the Northwest to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we were all kind of shocked. I don't think any of us expected it to go that fast. I mean, Owen and Josiah were both very surprised at what we just did, but it was definitely very cool. We all talked about how NXR is going to be a wonderful race, and that's coming up in a week, so I'm really excited to see us go at it again.
No banter at all whatsoever. Just
No,
it's going to be great competition.
yeah, they're great guys, and we all no bantering going on. We're all friends.
Yeah, no, for sure, and they're obviously great individuals as well. But for for myself, obviously being a Northwest guy, like that was a very cool moment to see. But now it shows the rest of the country what this region really has. This weekend is going to be a dogfight. I mean, I know from a team perspective, North Idaho is focused on that, and there should be no reason why this team should make it. But why do you think the Northwest is just so loaded this year across the board with individuals?
You know, I don't think there's a something you can exactly like say is the reason. I mean, it's kind of hard not to enjoy running in the Northwest with how beautiful everything is up here with the mountains and the trees and the lakes. It's just really hard to not enjoy getting outside and going for a run. But I mean, I don't know. There's just seems to be a large amount of guys up here that just want to work hard, want to win. So
And there's, the kind of success that carries over to like the Nike Cross Nationals. You got Nathan Neal finishing top three. You got Tyrone Gorsey also finishing top three in 2022. The talent is there. How important is it for you guys, kind of just carrying on that tradition, whether you're from Washington, whether you're from Oregon, Montana, Idaho? There seems to be a sense of pride within the Northwest. It's like, guys, we got to go do our thing at Nike Cross Nationals.
yeah, yeah, definitely the Northwest guys all definitely have a higher level of respect with each other than I'd say I've seen other places. We all kind of feel like a bond with each other, but I mean, we all feel like we want to prove ourselves and go out there and show everyone how much work we've put in and what we're trying to do. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another Northwest kid in the top three again.
Talking about proving yourselves, you guys did that last year as a team, as North Idaho, qualifying as the very first team from the state of Idaho to Nike Cross Nationals on the guys' side. Just what were the memories of that day in Boise? I know it had to have been such a whirlwind experience, and just so many emotions going on through that entire day.
I mean, yeah, it was probably the most emotional day of my life. Lachlan May was he was um, our lead guy, I guess, going into the race because he beat me the two previous races, and something went wrong with him, and he collapsed mid race with like 1K left. And he was just like sitting down on the side and started like walking slowly again during the race, and everyone of our teammates passing him, seeing that, I mean, just adrenaline just took over. Guys like Wyatt and Mitchell and Jacob King, I think they closed the fastest they've ever closed before because we didn't think we were going to make it without Lachlan. We thought we had no chance. So even after we finished, a lot of us just felt like it wasn't even possible without him and just felt like we could just go home. But then one of our teammates' moms ran over and showed us that we won. And it was just so amazing. None of us could even believe it, but we were just so happy.
And I had to imagine, someone like Lachlan, he, as a senior, he probably felt like he let you guys down, but you guys were able to do the hard work and carry you guys to the promised land in Portland. Like, how grateful was he after that? Just to know that you guys were willing to go to battle for him when it mattered most.
I mean, he was so grateful. We were all so grateful for each other. That's one thing our coach has definitely like taught us and implanted in us is that as a team we don't run for ourselves, we run for each other, and that just comes with having a tight bond with your teammates. If you're not tightly bonded and you see one of your teammates not having a good day, you're not gonna like feel the urge to fight for them, but we feel like brothers. So when we see someone having a bad day like that, it's just like we're gonna go to work for him, and we're all grateful that we do that for each other. And it definitely worked out because that's how that is what got us to Nike Cross Nationals.
I know it was probably you had a lot of support up in the upper northern part of Idaho, the Panhandle part, but I gotta imagine though the entire state was behind your guys' back when you guys went to Nike Cross Nationals. Like, did you guys get a sense of that, whether it from Post Falls, whether down to Boise to Twin Falls? Like, I gotta feel like that was a big accomplishment. You guys were able to break that barrier for Idaho.
Yeah, definitely. All the Idaho, everyone in Idaho felt like they were cheering for us and they're right behind us. Even the guys from Boise that we were competing with were supporting us every step of the way for making it to nationals. So
What do you remember about the experience of being at NXN last year? I know it was like a big culture shock. It's like, whoa, we're coming from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We're in Portland right now. Like, this is big city time now.
yeah, I mean it's such a cool experience. There's nothing like it in cross country. I mean just the the whole hotel is decked out with Nike gear and it's all just runners and it's just such a cool environment. I mean it's there's nothing quite like NXN.
For sure. You got a sense that like you got a good taste of what it was, and you obviously want to go back. Like that's a not as just an individual. You want your team to go experience this as well. No team in the NXR Northwest region has repeated as champions since the Brave Soul team back in 2018, 2019 from out of Kennewick, Washington. With that target on your back, most people probably think like, why would an Idaho team be the ones to chase down? But in this case, it is like, what's that kind of been like for you guys? Having that target on your back.
I mean it's definitely motivating. I don't think a single guy on the team would like to lose. We're all competitive, and we all have. I mean, we've been focused on this race um, since we wrote out our goals together back in summer when we were at a team camp. So it's definitely been motivating the whole season to know that people are there's other teams out there that are working hard and trying to take what we had last year, but we're gonna continue to work hard, and we're gonna plan to race our hardest so that we can win again.
Southern Oregon Project, who got second you guys last year, is obviously trying to chase you guys down. Did you feel like they gave you some fits last year during the race? Could you expect the same thing on Saturday? Because you know what they have with their 1-2 punch in Josiah and Taven, but
Yeah,
it comes down to those 3, 4, 5 guys.
yeah. I mean, those Crater guys they're super good. We love those guys, but it's gonna be a close race. I assume it's tight, and it's really, like you said, it's gonna be down to that 4, 5, 6 category of our team. But I mean, yeah, I'm excited for it. It's going to be a close, fun race. So we'll see what happens.
You're pretty confident in your guys' 4 or 5 this year. I mean, you got to feel pretty good with what you guys got 1 through 3. But tell me a little bit more about these 4 or 5 guys that could really, cause some havoc here on Saturday.
Our four or five guys they've really had to step up this year. Our one concern was this year was, or I guess most people's concerns was the gap that was going to be there between Wyatt, who's our third guy, and to whoever our fourth and fifth guy would be. Because honestly, it depends on the day. They're all 4 through 7 are all pretty tight, but they're all fighters. They're all very competitive, and they'll go to any measure, I guess, to put it all out on the line to run for the team. It's their Our fourth guy will probably be Mitchell, who's a junior, but I mean he's super tough. And then our fifth spot's kind of up for grabs still, but they're all freshmen, or there's a sophomore too, and it will be a fight. But I'm sure they'll put it all on the line to try to get as little points as possible for us.
I've emphasized the team part so much, and rightfully so, because you guys have done a great job these last couple of years. But for you individually, this is an opportunity for you to make a name for yourself. And not that you haven't already done that this season with Woodbridge and Hole in the Wall, but no Idaho boy has ever won NXR Northwest as an individual. And you probably have one of the best bets to do so. So, I mean, again, like we talked about Owen, we talked about Josiah, but then you throw like Nate Stanlander, who had the upper hand against you at state, along with Jack Sheasley. Then you throw Vincent Recupero. I mean, there's so many different guys that could win this race. What do you think for yourself it would have to take to get the job to win an individual title?
It all just comes down to who has the most grit. I'm sure 1K left, there's still going to be a pack of 10 guys. I mean, it really could be anyone's race on the given day. So, I mean, it's just going to come down to who has the most grit, who has the most will to succeed, and who wants to go for it the hardest.
Based on some of these results that you've ran this season, is your confidence as it's been at the highest it's ever been these last 4 years?
Yeah, absolutely. It's never felt this way running as fast as I'm running. So, I mean, I'm definitely as confident as I've ever been.
One thing I'm curious about, we've seen some guys have already committed. I don't necessarily know what your college outlook has looked like. Tell me a little bit about what the schools have been chatting with you.
Well, it's definitely ramped up after my performance at Woodbridge. Before that, it wasn't anything like too much. I mean, I had a few schools, but I've always wanted to run pro, and I've always wanted to. I feel like running at a high level college program is key to getting there. So we've been looking at a few places. We got a couple more visits scheduled. We'll be probably making a decision before NXN, but schools like Wake Forest, Notre Dame, Colorado are reaching out, and we've been looking at our options. But me and Zach, we're both going to go to the same school. At least we hope. So
I think you two can stay away from each other. Has that always been the case for you guys from the moment you guys could start walking, and now obviously as seniors?
Yeah, we're we're best friends, and we do everything together. I mean, we've been doing the same subjects in school, same sports, same everything since day one. So yeah, we'd love to go to the same school together so that we can continue to do that.
You've seen probably a big jump from him. I mean, how fun is it for you two, just push each other every day at practice and in races? Because I gotta imagine it gets very competitive in that household.
Yeah, we're definitely both competitors, but I think it's amazing the jumps he's been making. I think he's been making bigger jumps than I have. He had a setback back when we were like sophomores where he was hurt for a prolonged amount of time, but I love to see him making the huge jumps he's making. I mean, some courses he's running on, he's been like a minute faster than he was last year, and he still thinks he has more in him. So I guess we'll see what he can do at NXR. He's gonna stick with the front pack. So
He'd definitely be up in the mix with all those top individuals. Last time you're racing on a course in Idaho, has it kind of come to like? I mean, is that has that been a realization yet? I mean, this is the last time you're racing your prep career in in your home turf. Not necessarily Boise's your home turf, but in your home state, basically.
yeah, no, I haven't really thought about that too much, but yeah, I mean it's a little sad to see the my last cross country high school season going, but I'm very grateful for all the memories I've made, and I'm excited to see what the future will look like.
Saturday, what would be a perfect day for you guys to get the job done and go to Nike Cross Nationals again?
A perfect day would just be everyone showing up with their best and laying it all out there and not holding back at all. Not, even if you don't feel good, you don't necessarily like slow down or you lay it all out there no matter how you feel. It's all really down to how 3 through 5 can finish for us. It's going to be a tight pack, but um, a perfect day would just be everyone giving it their all, not making any silly mistakes, no, um, getting good sleep, everyone feeling good, everyone eating good, and then just showing up and running the best we can.
And this is not just me being biased and of course from the Northwest, but I am super excited to watch what you guys do, what you do, as well as, some of the best that the Northwest has to offer this weekend. Just the second weekend of our Nike Cross Regionals on the road to Portland for Nike Cross Nationals. Max Cervi-Skinner, really appreciate your time, man. Best of luck to you and the North Idaho boys. Again, you can catch all the action on runnerspace.com. That is the NXR Northwest Regional this Saturday from Eagle Island State Park in Boise, Idaho. Max, best of luck to you and the rest of the squad.
Thank you.